The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Emory's Asana Project Management Career Certificate webinar. My name is Srđan Popović, and I'm here today with my colleagues from Pathstream, Lauren and Naomi, to tell you how taking courses and programs at Emory Continuing Education, Emory University, can enhance your careers and potentially change the course of your lives. Before we go into today's webinar, I need to ensure that you can hear us well. So if you don't mind, there is a little hand on your side panels. If you can click on that hand just to confirm that you can hear me, I would really appreciate it. I have plenty of hands coming, so that's wonderful. Thank you very much. And for those of you who are connecting, just make sure that you're either using the computer headset or that you're dialing in. So with that being said, we are going to start just right away with some reasons for you joining us for today's webinar and in appreciation of your time. I'm assuming that most of you are familiar with Emory's reputation, so I will not spend much time on it. I will just mention that Emory is a top 20 university in the country, according to Wall Street Journal and Times Higher Education, and the 17th for offering the best value according to US News and World Report. So with that type of reputation comes the standard of academic excellence, which involves our curriculum, the instructors who teach in the program, and so on. And during this program, you will get to work with these instructors and get the feedback from them as you're progressing through the program. Also, transferable skills. This is something that's very important to us because this is the adult real world education, and everything that we teach in this programs across the board, it's something that you can apply, use those tools and knowledge and apply into your work environment. Flexible scheduling and payment options are also some of those things that we'll discuss later and the reasons for you to join us today. Then I would like to tell you that our agenda after the introductions will definitely spend the time talking about the Asana Project Management Career Certificate. What careers does this program prepare students for? We'll definitely cover the program structure. And we do want to show you a little demo, to a little sneak peek so you can see how that's looking from the student perspective. And we'll definitely allow the time for your questions in the end. So you're welcome to take notes. However, keep in mind that we will also be contacting you and providing the information after this webinar as well. So for you, for those of you who are not familiar with Emory's continuing education much, I will tell you that this is an uncredited division of Emory University that has been providing courses and programs within two areas of professional development and personal enrichment for over 65 years to Atlanta metro area and beyond. Really, this is the format of this program is a prime example for us having the students just across the country and internationally taking it. So obviously you're here with us to listen to about our Asana Project Management Certificate program, which falls into this category of professional development. In this category, we have also other programs such as the Salesforce Administrator, Digital Marketing, Paralegal, HR, Project Management, and so on and so on. So there are a lot of different things that we offer in our department, and professional development is truly a big area for us where we get to train thousands of individuals every year. I also wanted to tell you and invite you that if you have questions about our other courses and programs, that you can contact us at learn@emory.edu so we can help you on with your path towards professional development. Now, for this program, our department, we decided to partner with Pathstream to deliver career development programs designed to meet the needs of both the employees and employers. So we utilize substantial market research and analysis to create the programs with the digital skills that top employers need in today's ever-evolving technology-driven economy, which is really changing at a fast pace. And that's something that's also very important to us to deliver the curriculum that's up to date and most relevant skills, because we're always observing and always capturing those skills that are in immediate need of the market and employers, of course. So these interactive certificate programs feature constantly updated curriculum, as I just mentioned, in collaboration with major tech companies, as well as instructors who are both subject matter experts with practical real-world experience, and they have been teaching for a good amount of time as well. Our goal is to provide students the right tools to obtain a new job or promotion in as little as 4 months. So with that being said, I'm going to pass the torch to Lauren, our colleague from Pathstream, who will tell you a little bit about herself and introduce the other colleague, Naomi, and we'll tell you about the program.
Great. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here. My name is Lauren, and I lead the learning experience team at Pathstream, which means that I oversee the creation of all of our certificates, including this one. And we've worked closely with Emory to bring this experience to all of you. So I will be here talking a little bit about the program today, and also doing a demo with you so that you can see what the experience actually looks like as a student. I'm also joined by my colleague Naomi, who will introduce herself and kick us off on more of the presentation.
Hi everyone, I'm Naomi Baker, and I'm the Learning Design Manager at Pathstream. A little bit about me: my hair grows quickly, as one can see in the photo. More importantly, I've worked in education for 13 years, and I'm also a certified project manager. And at Pathstream, I worked very closely with subject matter experts on this certificate program, and we also worked with Asana to develop this program. So, question is, what is the Asana Project Management Certificate? I like to say that the certificate is a combination of 3 different things. The first being that you learn how to use Asana, which is the software. And the second is that you learn real tasks like creating a project charter or creating a work breakdown structure. And these are all things that you'd be expected to do on the job as a project manager. And finally, also you start learning how to prepare for the CAPM exam. That's the Certified Associate in Project Management exam, and it's run through the Project Management Institute. And this exam is an entry-level exam, so you don't need project management experience to sign up for the exam. So a little bit of an overview about Asana. So Asana is a digital management software, and you'll be learning Asana in this course, and the course is all hosted by Pathstream. So you'll be learning Asana within the Pathstream experience, and when Lauren shows you the demo, this will make more sense. But yeah, your experience will take place in Pathstream. Asana, just a quick thing on Asana, it's fairly easy to use, and students really, at least from what I've heard, enjoy learning how to use Asana. It's also a very popular software. It's used by over 50,000 organizations and counting. And here on the slide, you can have a little look at what it looks like inside Asana. All right, so this here we're looking at different tools that you're going to learn. So the first, as we talked about before, is Asana, and second is Google Sheets. When we were developing the course, we talked to a lot of different project managers, and they all said that they still use Google Sheets. So some of you, I'm sure, are already familiar with Sheets, but you'll be really learning how to use Sheets for project management and get some hands-on practice in both Asana and spreadsheets. And then just another thing to highlight is that you'll be completing projects that are based on real on-the-job scenarios, and you can use these projects to build a portfolio to showcase to your future employers. Okay, we're going into what each course is all about. So the first course is very foundational. It also takes a look at the beginning stages of a project. So that's initiating a project and beginning to plan for a project. So you'll do things like preparing a project charter, analyzing stakeholders and creating a stakeholder register, and then also taking a look at things like scope, which is what's in the project, what's not, and creating different documents for this beginning stages of a project. Course 2, Effective Project Planning, is slightly more hands-on. Course 1 is somewhat theoretical. You also learn quite a lot of different terminology for the CAPM exam. So course 2, more hands-on, and you do things like creating a project schedule, creating a project budget, creating a communication plan, and also developing project kickoff activities for a project. Course 3, moving on to slightly more advanced topics of risk, quality, and integration management. You'll be doing things like identifying project risks and implementing risk responses, establishing standards for quality management, and also, as you can guess, projects change a lot, so getting some practice in updating project plans and communicating changes and actions to different stakeholders. The other thing I wanted to mention is as you go through these different courses, you're expected to continue to develop your Asana skills. So by the time you get to course 3, you're doing quite advanced Asana things. Okay, what careers does this program prepare students for? So this certificate, it prepares you for specifically titles such as project manager and project coordinator. When you take a certificate, you'll be qualified to pursue an entry-level job or internship in the field of project management. And maybe you're currently already employed, in which case you can apply your project management skill set to your current position. You're also, I think, now that you have Asana skills, sheet skills, and all this real-world experience, and also hopefully if you pursue the CAPM exam, you are hopefully looking at some opportunities to get promoted or give you that edge in that market that can get you that project management job. So the Certified Associate in Project Management exam is something that you'll be prepared for in the certificate. You will need to do a little bit of studying on the end just to make sure you're well prepared for it. But for the most part, this certificate covers a lot of materials that are covered in that exam. So it's well aligned with this exam if you're interested in taking it. Okay, a little bit on the data. So there has been 2.8 million job postings for project management roles in the last 12 months. And there's been 40% growth in jobs requiring project management skills in the last 5 years. And even if you're not pursuing a project management title, you'll still benefit from a lot of these skills. So some of these skills are managing timelines, managing stakeholders, and super important skills. All companies have projects, so even if you're not pursuing a formal project management position, you'll find a lot of these skills really useful.
Great, thank you, Naomi. So now we're going to talk a little bit about how the program is structured, and we'll actually do a demo in this section for you as well. So just to recap, in this experience, you would be enrolling in 3 courses that are all preparing you for careers in project management. At the end of this experience, you would graduate with a co-branded certificate that is co-branded with both Asana and Emory Continuing Education. And one special aspect of this experience is that you will have the opportunity to work with a career coach and get sort of that coaching and that career navigation support that's really critical for getting into that job after completing the certificate. So I'll talk about that in a minute as well. So Naomi touched on this a little bit, but when you come into the Pathstream environment, you're going to be actually using Asana and using spreadsheets to learn project management. You're not just going to be reading and watching videos, but you're actually going to be engaging with the material in a hands-on way. And you do this through the Pathstream Labs environment, which is something that I will also show you today. But this is an opportunity for you to actually open up Asana right inside of the Pathstream environment and complete projects and activities and exercises that you would have to perform as a project manager inside the course. And you will also have an instructor that is following you and supporting you in this experience. You don't have to attend lectures from this instructor. This instructor is really here to support you by giving you feedback on your projects and answering questions and holding office hours that you can attend to talk to your professor. But this is what we call a really flexible program in that you don't have to log on at the same time every week. So I spoke a little bit about these career services, and so I want to go in a little bit more depth. But in this experience of being a Pathstream Emory student, you're going to be able to see kind of job listings that are sent to you every week. You're going to be going through career-aligned content and curriculum. But when you get to the final course, you're going to have really specific support in updating your resume, updating your LinkedIn. You'll be meeting with a career coach to talk about opportunities to connect with employers, about networking, about setting goals for yourself around jobs. And we're really, going to be giving you a step-by-step process to getting a job. So these are all services that are included in being a student in this program. And so if you successfully complete the program, you'll have all this support at the end of the experience. So just to kind of confirm the program details that we've been talking about today, these are 3 courses in the certificate that are each 5 weeks long. So that means that you would complete this program in a total of 15 weeks. This is what we call self-paced, which means that you have to complete certain milestones every week, but it's up to you when during the week you complete those milestones. And if if you're not able to complete one in a given week, you can push it to the next week, and that's totally fine. But we try to keep you on track every week with what you should be working on and focusing on so that you stay on track for the full 5 weeks of the course. But if you want to log in on Saturday mornings and do all your work, or you want to do Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's totally up to you. As I mentioned, you'll have a dedicated instructor that's available to support you and answer questions. And at the end of this program, you'll earn that co-branded certificate. So these are just a couple of testimonials from students like you that have enrolled in this program. You can see that students really enjoy the labs. They enjoy what we call knowledge checks, or little quizzes where you can test your knowledge and your learning right away. A lot of students talk about how the material in Pathstream is broken down so that it's not given to you all at once, right? It's broken down into smaller components that are easier to understand and digest. So these are just some of the things that students say, but I'll pause on this slide for just a second. Many students also ask us, this might be a question that you have, how much time should you spend in the program every week? And you really want to budget for spending 10 to 15 hours a week on this program. This is not something that you can just do, 30 or an hour, 30 minutes or an hour every week and expect to complete it in 15 weeks. This is really an intensive experience that's going to prepare you for a completely different job. And so if you already know about project management, this might mean you can go faster. And maybe you go slower than 15 hours. It's really up to the individual, but we like to tell students that you need to set aside at least 10 to 15 hours a week to be working on the content. And another special thing about this program is that we don't require you or expect you to have any prior experience in project management or in Asana or spreadsheets. We just ask that you have a high school degree and that you be excited and interested in learning something new. And finally, something that Naomi mentioned, but if you're in the project management world, you may know of an exam called the CAPM exam. This is a project management exam that is not offered by Pathstream. It is offered by the PMI Institute. So it is offered by a separate entity. And what we do in this program is that we prepare you to take that exam should you choose to take it. It is not required, but if you want to take it, this is a great way to prepare for that exam. All right, so what I want to do is show you a little bit about what the platform is going to look like, and then we'll come back and take some questions. So you can see here that I'm actually going to switch over, and what you're looking at right now is the Pathstream platform. And so this is what you will see when you enroll in the first course, Foundations of Project Management. And so you'll see that there are different sections here of content, right? There's a section on project basics, there's a section on project initiation, and in a given week, you may be asked and recommended that you complete, for example, section 4 and section 5. So that's going to be how it goes, right? In week 1, you're going to focus on, let's say, the first 2 sections of the program. Then in week 2, you'll focus on the next 2 sections of the program. And we will tell you what you should focus on. We will support you in focusing on those sections. But the goal is that you're completing something every week that's getting you towards your goals. You can see here that there are many sections in this program, and each of these sections is broken down into modules, so smaller components. And if I click into this one, you can see that there are some smaller lessons here. And there's a little bit of a time estimate on the right-hand side about how long we think this will take you. But if we click into one of these, this is kind of an earlier lesson that is introducing you to the Asana platform. So I'll click in here. And what you're going to see is, a lesson page that has a mix of text. It has images in it. It has kind of graphic organizers that help you understand what you're going to look at when you come into the Asana platform. There are different things that you can take screenshots of, that you can take notes on, to help you understand how the Asana platform is organized, for example, before you actually jump into that experience. We have what we call knowledge checks, which are something that appears after you learn a little bit of content. You're going to be asked some questions about it. And so you can kind of answer these questions. You can see the correct answer and why it's the correct answer, and really just test your understanding and your knowledge of this information. We do have short videos throughout the experience. Here's an example of a video that's a couple minutes long, but this platform is not predominantly video-based, which is something important to know, because it's actually a combination of readings and videos and activities and projects. It's a really hands-on experience. And actually, I'm going to scroll down here and take you to the end of this lesson, where you're going to see what we call a lab environment. So this is the lab that I was talking about throughout the presentation. And when you press this button, what you're going to actually see is this screen will come up. And so by clicking that button, you will be taken into a slightly different interface that looks like this. And what I'm going to do is orient you to this, because it could be a little bit confusing to know what you're looking at. But what's happening is on the right-hand side of the screen, you are actually looking at the Asana interface. So if you were to log into Asana and create an account, this is what it would look like. There would be, you can toggle, you can press buttons on this side, and on the left-hand side of the screen that you're looking at are a set of instructions. You can see I'm scrolling through that set of instructions that you would complete as a student in this program. And so you are going to be learning how to create a project, how to add tasks to a project, how to assign a task, and then you're actually doing those things on the right-hand side of the screen and manipulating the right-hand side of the screen as you follow directions on the left-hand side. And so these instructions, there are GIFs that you can watch to help you to stay on track, to make sure you're doing the right thing here. But this is really an opportunity for you to learn and actually use the tool at the same time. So this is a lab environment. It usually happens at the end of a lesson, and when you're done, you'll go back to you would go back to the lesson page and continue learning. So, without going too much in depth, that is basically, the majority of the Pathstream learning experience that you will experience as a student. And what I want to do is kind of hop back here and make sure that we have time for some questions that you may have, because I know that this is a lot of information. Some of it may be totally brand new. Others of you might have some experience with project management, but I'd love to pause and see if there's any questions coming in from the audience.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Lauren and Naomi, for the information and for the demo. I hope that our attendees today, they especially found valuable just to see the demo and how that's looking from a student perspective. For everyone, please, this is a moment to type your questions in the question box on your side panels, and just let us know what additional information would you like to know about this program. What other things do we need to clarify? If there are some of you that need to run, that's great. We'll touch base with you afterwards, but for those of you who would like to learn more, let's use some time to answer questions. And for the attendee, Mamoudou, I hope that you got your audio working. Yours was the only feedback that I received for the audio, so I hope that you were able to listen to the session.
If there's no questions coming in, Sergeant, I will say one question that we often get is, what kind of person is this program really built for? And I would say that it's definitely built for people that are looking to become project managers. Maybe they're looking to switch careers, or maybe you're hoping to get a promotion in your current role. But something that is really unique about this program is that project management is a very general skill that is applicable across a lot of jobs that don't have the title project management in it. So just, this is such a broad skill set and such a valuable skill set that even if your current job title doesn't have project management, you can absolutely benefit from learning how to effectively manage a project or a process, and just kind of enhance that skill set that is really necessary for any job.
It is an excellent point, Lauren. Thank you for that. I mean, this is an area that is just not going anywhere because organizations, they just need this kind of skills for their employees. We had a question from Tiffany. When is the deadline for applying?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we generally, the next cohort that is starting is going to be May 10th. So in a little less than a month, there's going to be an opportunity to enroll and start this program. That's May 10th. In general, you can enroll up to just a few days before that deadline. So I believe it's 2 or 3 days before the deadline you need to be enrolling, but that is the next opportunity to enroll in this program.
You are very correct, Lauren. We have a note from one of our staff members that it's the May 7th is the deadline, so you were right on. Tiffany, hope that was helpful. Thank you for the question. Let's see if we have any additional questions. In the meantime, Lauren or Naomi, if there is anything else from your perspective that you think it's kind of beneficial for students to know as they're going to this program, feel free to share any other thoughts.
I think that one thing that comes to mind for me is that I like to stress that these courses are project-based in that you're not taking tests to determine whether you know the information. You're actually building a project plan, putting a budget together, creating a project charter. Those are projects that you would have to do as a project manager, and you're actually doing them in the course instead of taking multiple choice tests. And I think that's a really important thing because a lot of online learning is really about multiple choice tests. But this is really trying to be as close to the real world as possible.
No, and that's huge. That's huge, Lauren, indeed, especially for us adults, because that's how we learn the best and the direct application. Mamodu asks us, can you tell more about the scholarship?
Yes, so I will go back to that slide actually, just so that it's here. You can apply for a 25% scholarship when you get to the program application page. And that would be off of the total cost of the program. But I don't know much more about that other than there's a couple questions you'll need to answer, some basic questions, and then kind of you'd be selected from there.
Thank you, Lauren.
And I'll share my favorite thing about project management. So my favorite thing about project management is that there's so many industries that use it. So really in preparing yourself to be a project manager, the world is your oyster. You can move into education, technology, sports, whatever industry you're most interested in. And students have asked me, like, how do you go about getting into project management? I think one interesting thing to think about is what experience do you have or what interests do you have? And with your newfound project management skills, what industry would you want to move into? So yeah, it's a very versatile field, and I think really applicable and relevant to so many different industries. And I think there's something really nice about that. It's a very flexible position.
Thank you, Naomi. I think that this is probably a good point to stop. For those of you in attendance, we'll give you 30 minutes back to your day, which is wonderful. We would like to thank you for joining us on this Tuesday to learn more about our Asana Project Management certificate program. And if you have any additional questions, Lauren, I think we have the email. Yes, that's correct, right here. for you to reach out to us so we can provide that information. If you were hesitant to ask today, that's fine. Or if you need to think about, take some time and think about it, let us know. We would love to hear from you. So with that being said, thank you very much. Well, first of all, Lauren and Naomi, thank you for allocating your time to join us for this webinar today. Very much appreciated. We're 3 different locations. So much fun, to do this and to meet with you. And for everybody who attended today, thank you for joining us. We wish you a wonderful rest of the day, and we hope to see you in our classes soon.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.